A couple weeks ago, Lootstation ended up posting a tweet, and don't get me wrong, this isn't going to be one of those like crazy drama videos, but it was a little bit more of a low-key tweet that people were really hating on Lootstation for, and I wanted to get into this today because I think that people need to look at people like Lootstation a little bit differently, and that's not to say that the whole internet hates him or anything like that. It's just, you'll understand what I'm saying. I'm going to show you a clip, I'm going to show you a tweet that he posted, I'm going to show you some of the backlash that he's been getting, and as always, I would love to know what you think about this down below afterwards. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kyle, I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. You'll understand it better if I just show you the clip before anything, so I'll see you in just a second. Watch this clip from Lootstation where he was on vacation.
This is insane. This is where I'm staying tonight. Lots of you guys said I was no life in, but look where grinding XP got me. This is insane. Don't stream snipe me in real life, guys, please. Max trying to avoid it. See the bathroom. Gotta avoid the mirror, don't want to face reveal. Imagine this. Grinding XP in Fortnite.
So yeah, I know you might not be getting the entire picture yet, but Lootstation ended up having a tweet with this, which we're going to show you right now. I have no life. Touch grass. Get a life. Look where grinding XP got me. Now, this is a little bit of a take from Lootstation, okay? Because I see it all the time. Don't get me wrong. Again, I don't want this to come out and say like, "Oh my God, everybody's hating on Lootstation," but Lootstation has to deal with these comments a lot as somebody who is very successful on the platform. And apologies for another jump cut over here. Last thing to note is Lootstation gave me permission to make a video about this because I understand it's a touchy subject and I don't want to make a whole video just randomly saying, hey, people are telling Lootstation he has no life, touch grass, get a life, because Lootstation is a friend of the channel. So I wanted to take you through some of the replies from this tweet for an example, because a lot of people get butthurt when they see people online just showing something that they got. Like, you know the old saying, misery loves company. A lot of people who aren't doing anything with their life have no issue and are really excited to jump on and just hate somebody more that's successful than them. And I wanted to sit here and kind of like, I think it'd be best if everybody changed their tune on this. I look at Lootstation as somebody, and I know we did an interview. I don't recall if he was comfortable sharing his age, but he is a very young man who is incredibly successful. The fact that people look at this guy and say, okay, he has no life, he needs to touch grass, and they really mean this. It's not a meme. I understand the touch grass meme, but people really think that Lootstation just sits down and does nothing with his entire life but wake up, eat, and grind XP. Yeah, getting XP is a big part of his job, but it is a job. If you're going to make fun of this job that Lootstation has, this job is making more money than probably your entire recent family's generation. This is not something to look down upon. This is something to look at Lootstation and be like, okay, that's actually pretty admirable. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I wanted to take a couple replies from it, just like a couple of the top replies. More of them were just the same. I don't mean to single anybody out. Again, a very low-key tweet. Just wanted to take a few. The first one being from a user by Kite. Look where grinding XP got me. That is a hotel. And Lootstation ended up replying to that. It's not just a hotel, it's the most expensive and tallest one in the entirety of the UK. And it's important to note that at the end of the day, like, most people can't just afford, especially people as young as Lootstation, to drop what they're doing and go on a nice vacation. I can guarantee you, Lootstation can. Over the years that I've been on YouTube, I've understood a lot of the YouTube algorithm. I can kind of get a gauge on what people are making. Of course, I'm not comfortable sharing that. That wouldn't be right for me to share, but Lootstation is doing incredibly well for himself. And I honestly, like, and for what it's worth, and I don't want to sound condescending when I say this, I think I'm very proud of the guy. I look up to him as a YouTuber. So continuing on to another post, just ignore the haters, man. You know where you want to be at life. I know I'll be there one day. Keep it up, man. I love this. We've also seen a little bit of love for Lootstation for over that, because there's a lot of tweets acknowledging the haters that Lootstation has. Continuing on with another post from Just Nexus, still touch grass, get a life, and stop clickbaiting. So this is something that we see from Lootstation a lot, or the criticism that we see from Lootstation. Lootstation made his living off of clickbaiting. At the end of the day, when you watch Lootstation's, when you watch his XP methods, when you watch his XP maps, you can get those maps, you can get the XP. If the maps get patched, if the maps get changed, that's another topic, that's a discussion to have at another time. But at the end of the day, these videos that Lootstation is making are accurate ways to get XP. everybody on YouTube clickbaits. The way I see it, and I think it's a very, very fair way to see this, is if you're clickbaiting and your whole video is completely misleading, then it's not okay. But to use clickbait in the sense where it's like, oh my god, check out all of this XP, look at the XP I got, like, and you didn't really get any XP. If the map was completely fake, that of course would be something that is not okay. So a lot of people look at Lootstation and just say, oh my god, clickbaiter YouTuber, and there's a lot of people like that in the Fortnite space, but Lootstation is not one of them. Let's take a look at another reply over here. Lootstation flexing his parents, spoiling their no future having ass son of a son is having, sorry, no future having ass of a son that was not on my 2024. I don't understand how people can sit here and actually legitimately say that, looking at the status of Lootstation's channel. Again, this guy is successful than, probably more successful than your entire family. The audacity that some people have to sit here, and it's so true, man, so true. Misery loves company. You know, all the people constantly really hating on Lootstation, and I'm talking about the people who are avid Lootstation haters. I understand the people coming across, maybe leaving a hate comment here and there. Those aren't the people that I'm talking about, but for Lootstation to have like these dedicated haters, and it's not just about Lootstation, it's about any kind of successful YouTuber in the space. The audacity that people have in this lifetime is, I'm used to it at this point, but at some points, it's just still shocking. I just can't understand being in the mindset of sitting down, looking at some guy like Lootstation and thinking anything else of like, wow, I hope I get that success for my channel one day. I can't understand. I can't put my mind in that. And I don't mean to sit here and be like, oh my god, look how much better I am than you guys. But I just don't understand being in that mindset. Lootstation should be an inspiration. Like, you can grind XP, you can play Fortnite, and you can make a living off of it. Lootstation doesn't have to work a 9 to 5. You do. I think that's incredibly admirable. Let's continue on with another post over here, though. Brother, you're still no lifer. Even your stay home, even if you are at some hotel, you're still worthless trash. Another example of what I'm talking about. People really believe this stuff, and it doesn't help that people are constantly posting stuff like this about Lootstation, and it's being spread around, and people who don't really know Lootstation or maybe have never even watched his content have this new opinion of Lootstation. Okay, this guy is absolutely no lifer. All he does is sit down, all he does is eat, sleep, and grind XP. Even if he does spend a significant amount of his time getting XP and recording it and making videos, that is a job. That's a job. I don't understand why people look down on this when somebody is so much more successful than them. I wanted to just shed some light on this today, man, because I saw this and I thought like, wow, cool. Lootstation can afford a really cool hotel. Lootstation can afford to go on vacation. And for those people who think that it's parents paying for it, you guys are nuts. Like, I mean, like, their parents could always take their child on a vacation. I understand that. But to sit here and think that Lootstation can't afford his own vacation is just crazy to me. Just take one good look at his channel for a second. And on all the content that Lootstation has been making over the years. Like, the dude is perfectly fine. So I wanted to sit here. I wanted to defend him a little bit because I know Lootstation. Lootstation's a great guy. His content is real. You can get the XP from the maps that you log on to. They may get patched. They may get changed. That's a conversation that I'm willing to have another time if you guys are up for it, but I wanted to see this man. I wanted to defend him, and I think it's important for everybody to look at somebody like Lootstation when he is on vacation at such a young age and successful. I think it's something to look at and go, wow, that's really cool. Maybe I can make my channel like Lootstation's one day. Maybe I can play Fortnite and make a living off of it and make more than anybody I've ever known in my entire life. I don't understand how people can think any differently besides that. If you guys want to hear a little bit more about Lootstation, we did have him on for an interview. If you want to get to know him as a person, because Lootstation, I've had the privilege of getting to know him since this interview, and he's a great guy. I would love to have you guys over there. Check out this video on screen. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Take care, everybody.